things she can't use. 'Cause people and places, memories and faces are just way too heavy, it seems, to carry on angels' wings, to carry on angels' wings. Love note. If you are going through a difficult time with one of your parents now, if you have become the parent and they the child, if they are not who they were and you find yourself confused, stressed, and angry, I understand. I know this is not easy, and it's all right, and it's perfect. Breathe, cry, go to a ridiculous movie, take a walk, find a support group, consume moderate amounts of chocolate, and take good care of yourself. My heart is with you. So that was a little love note from my book, which has the CD with that song about my mom and many others. And I have asked Stowe if she would share just my favorite few pages from her book, because they will show you in an instant what a brave and transparent and beautiful woman she is. Is it story time,
Yes,
Stowe?
thank you.
Okay.
So, back in 2008, when I was diagnosed with cancer, I did what I think most people would do if they're diagnosed with what sounds like it could be a fatal illness, and that is to put all the focus on my body, because I'm thinking, that thing's broken. It needs healing. The amazing part of my journey was finding out along the way that there was something else in me that needed healing, that was broken, and that was the wounds of my soul. And I got a glimpse of that one day when I was down in Florida visiting with this lovely lady who does healing work, and I want to just read an excerpt from a conversation we had. She said, "Do you love yourself, Stowe? I mean, really love yourself?" "Yes," I answered too quickly. She studies me. Over the last few months, I've learned that Marilyn is one of those special people who has not only the gift of healing, what some call laying on of hands, but she also has the ability to see beyond the surface, perhaps what's called the gift of knowledge. In other words, she intuitively knows what people are thinking. When I look in her eyes, she smiles, and I have the feeling she is on to me. "You know," she says, "right now, you look just like your daughter, Grace." "Ooh, thanks. That's quite a compliment." "Yes, she's a special little girl." Again, Marilyn studies me. She leans in closer. "You've told me about your past, Stowe, how your mother died when you were young and how your father put you and your brother into foster care. And I know you were abused emotionally and sexually. I can only imagine that throughout all of that, you must have felt abandoned, unloved." Yes, my voice is barely a whisper. "And perhaps as a child, you thought that if the world didn't love you, if your family didn't love you, maybe you didn't deserve to be loved." My jaw tightens and I lower my eyes. The room suddenly feels hot. "Am I right?" I nod slowly. "Okay, I want you to do something for me now. Close your eyes and imagine a few of the bad things that happened to you as a child. Can you do that?" "Yes." "All right. Now I want you to imagine those things happening to Grace." "Oh," I cry out suddenly, "no." Tears sting my eyes. This is an unbearable thought. Marilyn reaches out to me, placing her hand on mine. Okay. Now, I want you to see yourself as you see Grace, to picture the beautiful child that you are. Love her like you love Grace. All my life I tried to hide the cracks within my soul. God forbid that you should see what no one else should know. Day by day it wore me down, this aching pain inside. I had no choice but to set free what would not be denied. Beautiful brokenness, love will always win. Beautiful brokenness, that's how the light gets out here in the open. I have freed my soul. Somehow being broken has made me brokenness. Love will always win. Beautiful brokenness. That's how the light
So we want to take you back to Scotland. The day after the house concert, we heard from Michael. And this is what he shared. That 35 years before, right there in Prestwick, Ayrshire, a small remote part of Scotland with a very small town mentality, he had been born Michelle. And he had lived the next 34 years in confusion and in pain and feeling very broken because his outsides did not match his insides. And so just a year before, he had bravely completed the steps to fill his cracks with gold and to become the beautiful man that he always knew that he was.
Yeah. So now that you know the rest of the story, we would like for you to hear Michael again.
From the shattered pieces of a life tattered and torn, something lovely rises up, and I have been reborn. Day by day I wake to someone I've never seen. Who'd have guessed that I could ever love someone like me? Beautiful brokenness, love will always win. Beautiful brokenness, that's how the light gets in.
So just take a deep breath, everybody, and in closing, we give great thanks that the kingdom of heaven is here.
We want to remind you to be who you were born to be, for therein lies the goal.
And know that you are enough.
And if it's not okay, it's not the end.
And please take care of your body temples, because you are each one of God's most beautiful and valuable works of art.
And we are each perfectly and beautifully broken.
And so it is. Thank you.
So I want to thank Stowe and Karen, StoweGood. As we said earlier, there is a concert afterwards. We'll make sure we have more tissue boxes in the sanctuary for you during that time. It is a $20 suggested love offering. If you don't have $20, don't let it stop you. Give what you can. If you have more than $20, give more than 20, because they're worth more than that, for sure. So I invite you, when you're done, get a little nibble in hospitality and come back in here and continue to be moved.
I'd like to introduce our prayer chaplains who are available, if you could stand. They are here to pray with you after the service in gratitude or request, and your prayers are always held in strictest confidence. And also, if you have need, we have home and hospital visits available by one of our special prayer chaplain team for the home and hospital visits. Is anyone here from that team today? You could stand? No, okay. You can always let the office know if there is a need for that. And we do have a prayer box in the back. We'll bless that in a bit. And you can always put prayer requests into that box.
And this is our time where we collect our love offering on Sunday mornings. As you prepare them, rather before you prepare them, I do want to share some information with you. We just had a board meeting Thursday night, and this is usually the kind of stuff I will share at a community meeting, but they invited me to share it with you now because there are more of you here, and usually our community meetings tend to have a smaller gathering. At the beginning of every year, the board meets, or rather the end of the previous year, and plan our budget for the year. And we always plan our budget wisely and conservatively based on the income that we got during that year, assuming we'll get the same or even a little bit more the following year. We also plan our income budget based on the income, and we plan our expenses. The good news is that our expenses, what we've budgeted for expenses, we are still way below that. We've done a really good job of cost cutting, keeping our expenses low. What we need better news on is on our income. Our income is down significantly compared to this time last year. And as I remind you every Sunday, our source of income first is God through you. This is Unity. We are an autonomous church. There's no like mother church ship, somewhere, like in many other faith traditions that channel money through the church. We are it. We are the source of who we are. When I say that we are the embodiment of the divine, what I really mean also is that the abundance of God is the abundance that you are. And one of the energetic forms of that abundance is money, so it's got to come through you as well. So we are approximately, I can speak, just here under $30,000 behind where we should be in our budget. So this is the beginning of the third quarter, so I want to encourage you and remind you that this is not about just giving so that we can keep the lights on, so that we can pay staff. This is about investing in your spiritual welfare. Let me say that again. This is about investing in your spiritual welfare. Because there's no one here who at not one point has not said to me how this place has transformed them. And I'm talking about way before I even got here. It's not about me. This is about the energy of this community. This is what it's been for the last 23 years. This is about all the music that you've heard. This is about all the speakers that have spoken from this stage. This is about the light that this place has been. So, as you give today, I want to encourage you to ask yourself, are you willing to invest a little bit more in your spiritual welfare, in your spiritual community, in each of the people that walk through this door? So, Goody Heart for that place as we say our offering blessing together. Where's that offering blessing? Slide. Here we go. Together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. So, let's bring the baskets forward as more noodles. I got a couple more announcements to share as well. Correction to what Michelle said earlier about AIF groups, they do not start today. The groups actually start next week. But today, you can sign up for a group. If you go to hospitality, I think we have tables set up there that shows all the different small groups scattered around our immediate New England area. We got groups in Exeter, we got groups in different places. I had the list in my head. It's gone now. It's gone. But, so this is the opportunity for the next 5 weeks to get together in small groups and really go through this book. It is a really fun, transformative book, the Zen Commandments. Deeply spiritual book. Please sign up for a small group. We got study guides, everything for you. By the way, if you're facilitating or hosting a group and you didn't make it to the training 2 Sundays ago, I'll be doing another one after church, so please come for that as well. Also, our meditation garden. Apparently, they tell me now is the time to plant bulbs. Okay, I don't have a green thumb. I got like a purple pinky. I don't know nothing about planting and stuff. But they tell me it's time to plant bulbs. So we want to try and get anywhere from like 50 to 75 bulbs in the ground. And again, in that vein of this is your community garden, we're doing $1 a bulb program. So where's Mary Howard? Mary here? Mary's in the back. There's Mary. Everybody trying to look at Mary. There we go. So Mary is our meditation garden team lead. She would love for you to say, I would love to buy a bulb for $1. Now, we can't put your name on it so when it springs up, you're like, there's my bulb, there's my name on it. It doesn't work that way, but you will know that whenever you see all the beautiful bulbs springing up, all the plants springing up, whatever flowers we get at the bulbs in the spring, you know you contributed to that. Buy 1 bulb, buy 10, buy 25, buy as many bulbs as you want to buy, okay? Don't buy like 800 because somebody's got to plant them unless you want to come plant them too. So see Mary, buy the bulbs. We talked about the retreats coming up. Again, women's retreat is next weekend. Try, if you're still interested in it, talk to Tina or Monica. Is Monica here? Is Monica here? No. But talk to Tina. Tina, with your hand. But the women's retreat, we need to get those registrations in Wednesday. The men's retreat is going to be the following weekend. There's David at the back. See David. Men's retreat, I went on it last year. We had a blast. YMCA camp, a lot of fun, fire, drumming, building stuff, doing manly things. So guys, please join us for that. It is going to be fun. It's going to be a little chillier, I suspect. So if you really want to see a Caribbean guy in the cold, that's not to be missed. So come to the men's retreat. I think that was, gala. We got a gala announcement. Come on up, Carol. Our gala is November when? Oh, good job. Nice. So you want to come to that. Carol's got a couple of announcements.
Hello, everyone. How are you? It's gala time. And today is the first day of ticket sales, so both Ralph and Shelley will be out in the area to take your money for your tickets. You want to be the first to buy these wonderful tickets. We're going to be having it at the Phoenician Restaurant, not Michael's Harborside, just to clarify that. So it's a Phoenician Restaurant, Michael's function room there. The one thing we really, really need right now is sponsors. We've lost the number of our sponsors from the last couple of program books, and this is going to support our event. So what I really ask for you, we all have places of business, people we know. You can be a sponsor anywhere from $100 to $1,000, and each level gets you different recognition within our program book. But we really need to look at this as a fundraiser for our community. So if you have the ability to ask your businesses, we want to try to wrap that up by the middle of October so we could print the book. But that's right now our main goal, is to really have you reach out to your businesses and your friends. And if you have a personal business as well, it could be as small as a business card that'll be printed in the book. So, there's lots of different levels. Talk to me afterwards, I'll give you more details. But we really need to get some funding so we could support our live band this year. We also have an auctioneer and a few other things that we really want to make sure is first rate. So please do what you can and get your tickets today.
Thank you, Carol. So let's bless the offering, and if one of the prayer chaplains will bring up the prayer box, we'll do that afterwards as well. So I invite you to go to that place of gratitude within your heart right now. Take a deep breath. And first we give thanks. We give thanks for not just these gifts here and those who gave online, but we give thanks for this community that has been the transformation container for so many people, hundreds, thousands of people who walk through these doors. Their lives have been uplifted, their lives have been healed, their lives have been transformed. And our lives continue to do that as well. So we hold this community in a space of love, space of abundance and prosperity, in a place of knowing that all is well. And knowing that we are the community. And we give of our time, we give of our treasure, we give of our energy to co-create this magnificent experience. And so it is, and so let it be. Amen. And let's take a minute to bless our prayer box. As always, if you have any prayers of concern or even prayers of joy, you can leave them in our prayer box. There's slips back there. You can call the office. We have a dedicated prayer line. These prayers are held by our prayer team here. They're held by our prayer team here, and then also passed on to Silent Unity at Unity Village for even more time in prayer energy. So I invite you again, if you're comfortable, closing your eyes, go into that heart space, go into that place of love-centeredness. The place from which we truly see that any situation here in this prayer box that we might think is an example of brokenness is really an example of opportunity for the light. And we hold that all the individuals named here remember that. That what they're in right now is an opportunity for the light to shine through them, in them, and as them. And should you hold this intention for anyone else, I invite you to say their names out loud right now. In doing so, we see them not as broken. We see the gold that they are. We see the wholeness that they are. We see them as inspiration for us. We call them up higher. We call ourselves up higher. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
I'd like to extend some thanks to all the people who serve as part of our service every week takes a real village to put everything together. So thank you to all that do that. And special angels this week, we have a long list. Anita, Lacey, Malik, Mark and Mary, Brian, Sherry, Meg, Lisa, Leslie Smith, Jane, Amy, and Carol Haskamp. Colleen, Linda, Laurie, Lucy, Michelle, Roxanne, Pat, Taya, Susan, and Eastern Region Conference volunteers. So thank you to all of you who served. We had a very full week this week. And we'd like to recognize our youth and family volunteers this week, our bookstore volunteers, and all of the people who help out with our office. And especially we want to thank our board members. They really work behind the scenes tirelessly. Well, I'm sure they do get tired, but they do so much work. So if the board members are here, if you could stand. And now it's time for our celebration song.
No children. Sorry.
That's all right.
Oh, boy. Okay, so we get to do another song, and we're so happy about that. All we want to say is, come see us out there at the table. Because, why? Because we're giving away something free today. Free hugs. Free hugs. And we would love to give and receive some. And also, we put together some wonderful deals, and you realize what today is, right? October already. So Christmas is right around the corner. You could get some nice Christmas gifts, just saying. And of course, we hope to see you at 12. And, okay, so Stowe and I like to study. We're very smart. We like to study very heady things, yeah. So we were studying the Buddhist teaching of non-attachment.
Yeah.
Right? Non-attachment, how letting go of things that no longer serve us. But I thought that the song would have to go something like, oh, the Buddhist teaching of non-attachment. She would not go there with me. No. This is what she came up with.
Treat you like a dog, yeah. You're
Please stay standing. They got a special song to be our kids at, or was that not it? They got something else, or no? If you don't, we'll do a normal thing. All right,
Yeah.
so we'll do a normal thing. If there's anything I took away from today's talk for a happier life, more vacation and more sex. So I will do my best to live up to that expectation. Thank you for that. Let's walk in the light. Let's bring our kids in. Stand on the step. Stand on the step.
Namaste, everybody. Hello. So we only had a few kids today, but that's okay. We hung out. We had a good time. We've been talking the past couple weeks about Rosh Hashanah, and Yom Kippur was yesterday, so we kind of talked about that and how we can be better people moving forward. So yeah, that's kind of what we've been doing.
Sorry, freaked out. I have some of my teens from Rally in the back who didn't even know we're here today. Yay! Which is awesome, because today we're having our our YOU fundraiser to get our kids to Rally. We are selling make your own prayer flag kits in the bookstore, and it's a suggested $10 love offering. We have help from our other teens, and our lovely Tim in the back is going to help us get ourselves to Rally. Thank you.
Awesome. So support the kids today as well. Please stand, take the hand of a neighbor. Let's hold this affirmation for them and for the whole world. There is peace, and it begins with us. Let there be peace on earth. Is anybody? You guys ready? Sorry, I didn't mean to leave you stranded.
surrounds us.
We are the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
We are the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
We are the power of God.
The presence of God watches over us.
We are the presence of God.
Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And we are richly blessed.